Hello, dear friends. Welcome to Kardec Radio, where we're here to nourish our souls. I'm Norah, the host of this program. Starts by Joanna, Angelis in Divaldo Franco. This amazing book. It is powerful, and these lessons that we've kind of been going through in the section of health and conscious is really targeting forgiveness and targeting self-control and targeting all these amazing things that we know at the end of the day, right, are really going to affect our health. And it is up to us, as Joanna through Divaldo constantly remind us, up to us, right? The choices that we make will help us along the way, or, right, or maybe slow us down, but we're always in progress, dear friends, no matter what. And I do want to apologize once again if I'm a little bit difficult to understand, as I had some jaw surgery, but everything I will read off the slides. Okay, so here we go. Joanna today says, manage your conflicts. Psychological conflict is inherent in human nature, and everyone experiences it. We're going to go back to this book, Heaven and Hell, in the second part of the book, where it talks about the different kinds of spirits. And Victor is considered a happy spirit, right? Let's read a little bit of the summary of his life so we can see. He was a young man working as a laborer at the Port of Haver, right? That devoted his life to caring for his mother, who ran a small shop. Despite the hard and laborious nature of his work, he never indulged in excesses, dedicating all his earnings and time to supporting and assisting his mother. Even as he suffered from a terminal illness, he concealed his pain to spare his mother worry. His strong will and moral integrity were evident in his resistance to the negative influences around him. A sincere, pious individual, he passed away peacefully at the age of 20. Oh my gosh, we have loads of information just from the summary of his life, where we see how Victor needed to manage his emotions despite the turmoil that his life had, right? He says here, he suffered from a terminal illness. And instead of leading a life where he felt sorry for himself, he even went a further step and tried not to worry his mother. This is a beautiful example of how, you know, things are not happening against us, but they're happening for us. Why? Because let's look at what he says when he's discarnated and he communicates at a spirit ascension. Look at this beautiful message. He says, "You wish to know how it is with me now. I am happy, oh, wonderfully happy. You should look upon suffering and distress as something not to be regretted, for they are the source of blessings and of happiness beyond the grave." Happiness. You cannot understand what that word means. The happiness of the earth is so far from what we feel. When we return towards the Master with a clear conscience, with the confidence of the servant who has faithfully done his or her duty and who joyfully awaits the approval of God, who is all in all. And he continues, "Oh, friends, life is painful and difficult if you do not look beyond its end. But I tell you truly, when you come among us, if you have lived according to the law of God, you will be awarded far beyond your sufferings and any claim that you may think your merits may have won for you. Be kind, be charitable, with the charity that is unknown to so many upon earth, and that is called benevolence. Be helpful to your fellow beings. Do for them even more than you wish them to do for you. For you know your own miseries, but you do not know what they may be suffering in silence." Right? Again, be kind to my mother. He leaves a beautiful message to his mother, right? To be kind to the mother. And she has other trials to undergo, for she has to win her way to heaven. Farewell, I'm going to her. Victor. So we see a beautiful message here. The things that Joanna is saying, right? Managing right? Our conflicts, our struggles, our challenges, changing that mindset, and even going above and beyond in order to be able to transform that energy is to be of charity, right? And again, this mindset, instead of sitting there like, oh, I'm suffering, right? We see that this story suggests suffering as a source of blessings, right? It should not be regretted, right? It can lead to much more blessings and happiness beyond the earthly life. And challenges are portrayed as opportunities for spiritual growth and future rewards. Another thing that we see here through Victor is the value of a clear conscience and duty. Overcoming life's difficulties with a clear conscience and faithfully fulfilling one's duties brings immense joy and peace. Although it may not seem like it right now, friends, remember we're here on this earth, but again we're spirit, and that's where it comes in, right? Andre Luis has so many books as well. How it talks about when we cross, or especially the book The Messengers has so many stories of people kind of looking back in their life, and those that fulfill duties or the things that were fulfilled, there was this joy and peace, and those that struggled, there were some difficulties, right? And here coming back to um, Victor's story, right? He emphasizes that living according to divine laws leads to rewards for greater than sufferings endured on earth. And that is exactly to cross reference his story with what Joanna is saying. We need to change this. We need to change our mindset. And it's, going back to this, friends, we understand that it's not just us, right? That it's everyone. Because if we think about conscious and bringing that to God and the idea of earth, it's not just one, it's everything. And again, the biggest key here is the importance of kindness and charity, right? Victor highlights the importance of being kind and charitable, encouraging others to help fellow beings even more than they would expect in return. So, where understanding and alleviating others' silent sufferings is depicted as a noble and rewarding path, which is really, really difficult. But, as Joanna is saying, like this here is actually a step to manage those conflicts, because when we're helping others, right, we're changing, right? Our energy too. So we also get distracted. We can even see it that way. Helping others is a blessing. So next time we find ourselves in conflict, let's remember Victor's story to help us manage our ourselves. Like for instance, we need to learn communicate openly, right? We see how Victor had a beautiful communication with his mom to the point that he ends this letter from beyond, right? Sending a beautiful note to his mom. Speak our truth with kindness. So, Victor could have used his terminal illness uh, as a way of saying, oh, we're not, no, we're not going to move forward or anything. He spoke his truth the way he did with his mom, right? And many other conflicts that I'm sure Victor did not reveal to us, but he did it with kindness, right? And he also listened a lot with empathy. There's no way, right, that these three things cannot go hand in hand with Victor's character and who he was in that reincarnation sharing with us. So now thinking about it and doing so, right, now thinking about our lives, we're not only going to resolve a conflict, but we're going to strengthen the bond we share with another person, right? Because Joanna is saying, hey, it's not just you, it's everyone. So that's the best thing for us to remember. And imagining how we're going to create a path to peace and mutual respect, a path that in the end leads to a better understanding of each other and ourselves. Again, thinking about that collectiveness, friends, and seeing how life again is working for us, not against us. As cliche as that sounds, it's really impactful. Friends, the mind is so, so powerful. If we really find ourselves in a down spot, which is perfectly normal, we saw this, a happy spirit, in a good place. So many of us too here, how many stories that we have? The best thing that we can do is change that mindset by prayer, right? By elevating our thoughts, getting to that energy that we know is here. We just got to be proactive in this, right? We can't sit there and say, God, and not do anything. We need to be proactive, right? As we saw through Victor, as Joanna is saying it, and as we have so much evidence in our lives, because in the end, this will affect, right, our conscious and health, dear friends. And it is a beautiful journey. And a journey has so many things, and we're learning every day. And if we fall, hey, it's okay. We pick ourselves back up, right? And we keep on going. The most important thing is not to stop and to keep marching. Dear friends, that is today's lesson. Thank you so much, as always, for joining here at Kardec Radio and the other amazing programs that we have. Until next week, same place and time. And we do have homework. I hear teacher in the house, right? Let us think about today's lesson, how we can apply it in our day to day to truly become um, better beings little by little each day. Until next week, friends. Many blessings, and let us remember we are loved. Bye, friends.